Tonight for dinner, I made Marry Me chicken mac and cheese. And let me tell you, this was so incredible. I'm not even just saying that. It tasted so delicious. So first I did 2 to 3 pounds of chicken and I cubed that all up. And then added some smoked paprika, some pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder. And then I threw that in my crock pot. And then in a separate bowl, I took 3 cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. This recipe does make a ton, just so you know. So if you have a smaller family, definitely cut this recipe in half. And then a big old scoop of minced garlic, a tablespoon or so of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And then I added some pepper, some more garlic powder, onion powder to this mixture as well. And I added a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes. If you don't like it spicy, don't add them. And then you're going to do about half of this jar of sun-dried tomatoes. You're going to stir this up really well and then add it to your crock pot. And then on top of that, you're going to take half of a stick of butter and slice that up and put it on top. Then you're going to cook on high for a couple of hours until that chicken is nice and done. And then add your cheese list. So I did about 5 cups in total. I will add the cheese list in my recipe. You're going to stir this up really well. Add a half block of softened cream cheese or just microwave it for a bit. And then pour in your noodles. I did about 2 pounds. And then you wait a little bit and your mac and cheese looks like this. Tonight for dinner, we made pork tenderloin with apples in the crock pot. So we took 2 pork tenderloins, some Granny Smith apples, and then we cut those pork tenderloins about 1 inch apart and then stuck some apples in them. We peeled our apples just in case the skin was too tough. I wasn't sure about that, and I'm glad we did, and none of it went to waste because the kids actually love the skin and they eat them like fruit roll-ups. And then we took 2 onions, chopped those up, and threw them in our crock pot as well. 1 cup of chicken broth. And then I added some pepper to both the meat and the chicken broth. And then you're going to add a teaspoon of cumin. And then a couple teaspoons of cinnamon as well. You're going to stir this up really well. And then add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. You're going to pour this mixture over your meat. And then get 3/4 stick of butter, cut that up, and then add that to the top. And then I cooked mine on high for about 3 to 4 hours and then low about 6 to 7. You could pour those juices over it as well, and it tasted great. Tonight for dinner, we made an easy jalapeno popper chicken in the oven. So first we took some chicken and seasoned that up really well, a block of softened cream cheese, and then we finally got to pick our jalapenos. Lena was so excited too. We chopped those up and added that to our mixture with a little bit of sour cream in there. And then we added about 1 cup of cheese. And then some easy onion. And of course, don't forget to taste test as you cook. We added some garlic as well. And then stirred that up really well. And of course, more taste testing. A little bit spicy for Lena here. Had to get a big drink. And then we spread this over our chicken. Then we took a tube of Ritz crackers. You're going to crunch those up really well. Add them to a bowl with about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And then a couple tablespoons of butter and toss that together really well. And we topped this on top of our chicken and baked it at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes covered. And then we took that cover off and baked it for an additional 15 minutes till it was nice and golden brown. And it tasted delicious. Tonight for dinner, we made spicy pork teriyaki tacos. So first we did about 4 pounds of a pork shoulder. You're going to sear that real good with whatever seasonings you like. And then a 1/2 cup of soy sauce with a 1/3 cup of light brown sugar. And then a big scoop of garlic in there. And then a little bit of ginger. Some sesame oil, just a tad. And then a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. A tablespoon or 2 of honey. And then I did a big scoop or 2 of this chili onion crunch to make it nice and spicy. and then a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. You're going to whisk that up real good. She's learning how to whisk. And then pour that on top of your pork. I cooked mine on low for about 6 to 7 hours, but you can do high for 4 to 5. And then once that was all done, I shredded that up. And then I got some tortillas and fried those on a pan with the meat and cheese, and they were delicious. You can also just serve it over rice or whatever you'd like. Today for lunch, I made the kids a ranch chicken pot pie casserole. So first you're going to take 2 to 3 cups of cooked chicken. I just use a rotisserie chicken, so much easier. And then I did 2 cans of the cream of chicken. One of them I had the one with herbs. I like that one best, but I only had one of them. And then I did a bag of frozen mixed vegetables. Threw that in, and then I did a couple tablespoons of minced garlic. You could use a separate bowl, it'll probably be much easier. And then I used some ranch seasoning, so it's about a pack and a half of ranch seasoning. So you're going to stir this up really well, as good as you can. And then you're going to add about 1 cup of shredded cheese to this, and then stir this up really well as well. And then I got a tube of biscuits, and I put those right on the top. I like the Grands the best for this one. And then a half stick of butter melted with some minced garlic in there. And then a half of a pack of ranch goes in this. And then you stir that up really well. And then you're going to pour this on top of your biscuits. You're going to save half of this mixture and put it on again during the baking process. So you're going to bake this at 350 for about 30 minutes covered. Take your foil off and add the rest of your mixture and bake for another 15 to 20 minutes. This turned out incredible.